Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video, as you can see, it's something completely different from everything I've ever done. This is my first Halloween tutorial. It's gonna be a voiceover and I'm just gonna explain to you everything I did and all the products that I used. Also, as you guys always know, I'm gonna list all the products down below in case you guys want to recreate this look. It's super easy and simple, and it's just like a fun look to have for Halloween if you guys do celebrate it with like a simple black outfit. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy.
Okay, we're gonna start off by priming our face. You can choose whatever primer you prefer, and then we're gonna move on to foundation. I did pick my lightest foundation since we're gonna be having areas that are gonna be super bright. That would just be, like a skipping ahead. And then for concealer, I also make sure that I grabbed my lightest concealer, and since we're gonna be applying it on those areas, and then we're just gonna apply it underneath our eyes. And as you'll see, I make this little shape underneath our eyes, and that will be the area that we're gonna focus on making sure it's nice and bright. And also we are going to apply the concealer in our forehead, our nose, our mustache as I call it, and our chin. And then as always, we're just gonna blend it with a beauty blender. Then for bronzer, I'm just gonna start off with liquid bronzer because it's easier to layer and blend. And as you'll see, the shape that I'm making is just to make sure that it goes around the highlighted area, and then we're just gonna blend it. Then afterwards, I grabbed my darkest foundation and I just applied it in the areas that I need to bronze. And as you can see, it's like my contour area, and we're gonna put it in our smile line. And then we're also gonna apply around our forehead. And just make sure that when you do the contour area that you go a little lower, just because we're gonna need it. And after you finish applying all the product, you're just gonna blend it. Then we're gonna move on to setting our concealer, and we're gonna bake that way it can intensify the brightness that we need, and we're gonna let it sit for a little bit. And while that sets, we're just gonna apply powder bronzer on top of the liquid bronzer, and we're just gonna work our way into applying more and more until we get the pigmentation that we need. As you can see, I'm applying some of the powder bronzer, but because my brush was wet, it's applying really strong. And then I'm just gonna blend it to make sure I get rid of that super strong line. And with the same brush and bronzer, I'm just gonna apply around my forehead and everywhere else that we need bronzer. Then to keep brightening it up, I'm gonna use a white eyeshadow. I do not own any other powder that's super bright, so I had to improvise, and I just grabbed like any regular white eyeshadow and I just apply it on the areas that I need brightness. And as you'll see throughout the video, I repeat this step just to make sure that I get the brightness that I'm looking for. And then we're gonna move on to contouring our nose. Make sure that you start contouring from the beginning of your brows because that's how it's supposed to. And just make sure that you apply product and blend it to make sure that it's not like a super harsh line, but it still has a lot of pigment in there. Okay, then we're gonna move on to eyes. And to eyes, you don't really need to do anything crazy. I just decided to do like a bronze, intense bronze, and it's just like a cream eyeshadow, and then I just blend it with brown eyeshadow. And then I decided to go with a wing liner just to give it an extra touch. I think it looks super nice and glamorous. If you're not comfortable with eyeliner, all you can do is like make a super thin line just so you can give some sort of touch to your eyes. And then make sure that you drag it down to your inner corner. Okay, then I'm gonna start making the nose, and it's sort of like a heart shape. And as you can see, I'm just like starting on the tip of my nose and going around it, then filling it up, and then just make sure you connect it in the bottom. And then I'm just gonna drag it down to my cupid's bow and use it also as my lipstick. I do not own a black lipstick, so I had to use eyeliner, so I use my liquid eyeliner to line my lips, and then like a regular cream eyeliner to fill them in. And then, as I mentioned before, I'm just applying more white shadow to make sure it's nice and bright. Then for the dots, I've just used the same like NYX jumbo stick, but just in the white. I'm not sure what the shade is, but I'm gonna list it down below. And you just want to make little circles, you know, like you see here. And then I did the same thing on my other side. And you're gonna also put it in your forehead. Just make sure that you don't do them too big, that way it's not overwhelming or overpowering over the rest of your makeup. And then just fill in your brows however you desire. I did leave my brows for last because since there was a lot of blending, I didn't want them to get ruined. And then I'm just using the white eyeshadow to kind of blend it in, and it's not too harsh, and kind of soften it up. And as you can see, I'm just using black eyeliner in my waterline, and we're gonna connect it to the inner corner. Then you can go in with any mascara you prefer, and if you want to add falsies, that would be great. As you know, and I mentioned a couple times, I'm still working on trying to learn how to use them. And then I just apply like a light brown shade on my lips, and as always, you gotta take your selfies for the gram. And that was all. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you guys enjoy and recreate a happy Halloween.